This is the 10 Minutes with Andrew podcast.
Welcome back to 10 Minutes with Andrew. I'm, of course, Andrew, and I'm again joined by Mark Chansey. Welcome back to the show. It's been a while.
Holy smokes, has it ever been a while?
I know.
I can't remember the last time I was down here.
Neither can I was thinking about that earlier.
I need to be retrained on all the buttons and stuff.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a drum roll today, might be not so good.
We're not going to need one today, I don't think so. That's good.
So that was Rome.
Was.
You got when you say Rome, you have to say Rome.
Rome.
From the B-52s. What year do you think that was?
What year?
Yeah. Take a guess.
1982.
No, a bit later than that. 1989. It was off the album Cosmic Thing. And it reached number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1989 in the U.S.
Good.
So didn't quite make it number 1, but made it number 3. It's one of those songs you either love it or you hate it. We have a lot of those from the 80s.
That's true.
So we're just in off the links.
You are indeed.
Another fine day. We played with Mr. Soper and Mr. Benson.
Yep.
A fine duo again. We haven't played with the O'Reillys now for a number of days.
We have not.
How'd you play today?
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's good.
Not terrible.
I noticed you sucked another meal out of me in the clubhouse after. Bill comes, Andrew, here, you pay for that. Oh, Dad, I don't have my wallet again.
I don't take it.
And not only did I just say you don't have your wallet, you actually said again. Right?
Right.
You said again. I don't have my wallet again.
But you always ask me, and I never have it.
Well, isn't that something?
I guess so.
Wonder how that works out. So, you see, I got my Jimmy Tropicana hat on again.
I do see
Marky
Tropicana.
I had the best round of golf I've ever played in my 43 years of golf.
You did have the best round you ever played.
I was 1 over on the front. And you know what I had on number 9?
What?
A bogey.
Bogey.
So that means I was even after 8,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And I was 1 over on the back. And you know what I was after 8 holes on the back?
Even.
And guess what I had on 18?
Bogey.
Bogey. So
That's the way this works.
I cannot take the pressure when I need to make a par to score well and stay even, make a bogey. Same thing
I
on
had
the
a
back.
putt on 13 for par, and it was almost in. It literally hung over the edge of the cup.
Wasn't quite close enough to wait on. If it had been hanging over another a quarter inch, it probably would have just slowly dropped into the hole.
Yep.
But that's golf. That's what Keith said. That's golf.
That's definitely golf.
It was a good putt.
You're right about that.
So that was fun. We've had our lunch. We're a bit late in the studio today.
We are.
But what are we doing today, my son?
Well, today we're not actually playing a game.
Oh. Well, I haven't got a button to hit for that.
No.
Let me see. Is there a button here for no game? No, there's no. We have no game sound effect.
No game. No game.
No, we have no game sound effect.
No game sound effect.
So we're not playing a game, so that doesn't answer my question. What are we doing today, my son?
Well, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, we'll see. Listen, I have an idea what we're doing, and I don't see fun in my future. I see agitated, irritated.
Oh, it's going to be
and all the
agitated
other
and
words that
irritated.
entated.
So, the Blue Jays president,
right away.
Shapiro,
here comes the fun.
Spoke to the media.
Let me see if I can find a fun sound effect. No, I don't seem to have one there.
And he spoke to the media. I think it was like a week ago now. I'm not totally sure. I didn't listen to it, but I do have some quotes here from an MLB.com article that I found of him speaking, and I'm going to read them out, and we're going to talk about them. And let me tell you, it's going to be agitating and irritating. But before we get into any of that,
and again, you didn't give me a copy, so
I didn't.
I have to listen intently.
Yeah.
Before we get into any of that,
Leafs have a new captain.
They do.
Austin Matthews is the 26th captain in Toronto Maple Leafs history.
Okay. Do you think it's going to make a difference?
No. But I do. It came out of nowhere. We actually just finished golfing with the O'Reillys on a Monday, and it just came out of nowhere that they're going to make a change in captaincy and they're going to give it to Matthews, and Tavares will wear an A. But I wanted to say something, and this is kind of interesting. They did a press conference for it, and Brad Treliving was asked if John Tavares will wear an A, and he said, yeah, he will wear an A, and they're going to determine the rest of the leadership group forever, or not forever, for this season. I don't know why I said forever. But I was thinking about this, And if we think about this logically, we know Matthews is the captain. We know Tavares has an A. It would be very crappy of them to take it off Riley. So we know Riley more than likely has an A. It's gotta be Marner. They're thinking about giving it to Marner. I think they're thinking about giving it to Marner or Willie. And I think to ultimately give it to Willie personally. But if you read too much into that, which a lot of people like to do, including myself sometimes.
Sounds like you may have.
I did. I read too much into it. Is the reason that they're not sure about Marner because they still might trade him?
I don't know.
I read too much into it. I know, but I just thought I'd bring that up.
I think a lot of people are trying to read too much into everything. The captaincy move surprised me, but didn't.
No,
and I think Tavares has a lot left to give, and will probably be able to play a little bit more freely than not having the captaincy hanging on him.
Yeah.
But to quote Gramps, I guess the parade is on again.
I guess so. Yeah.
Is that another one of the big changes the Leafs are making?
I guess so. I suppose
There's only one change I need to see made, and it hasn't happened yet. So it doesn't look like I'll be watching my Leafs at the start of the season anyway.
They did that. They did ask about Marner, about his future, and he just said he loves being here. So
he loves it. I love being here. I like being treated like a god, eh? Love it, eh?
All right, I got some quotes here from Shapiro.
You said fun. Go ahead. I'm ready with my button here.
All right.
I don't. You want a drum roll or?
Oh yeah. Okay.
No, go ahead and read it.
All right.
What's the first one?
In the 9 seasons I've been through, this is the biggest disconnect from expectations, Shapiro said. It doesn't mean we haven't had difficult endings to seasons, and it doesn't mean we haven't had seasons where we knew we were going to have a challenge competing. But this has been by far the biggest disconnect from our expectations and the biggest disappointment. We need to learn. We need to get better from it.
Go! Well, why is that, Mark? Is it because your general manager came out and said we're going to be defense first?
Is that why?
So we have no corner outfielders that can hit home runs. Is that why?
Why
is that, Mark?
Right, but he says defense first, and then he comes out, we need to create a better run-scoring environment. Make up your mind, Ross. Which one, defense or offense?
Well, he's realized that you have to have offense to win baseball games this year.
Make up your mind.
So why is that, Mark? The fact that you started that by saying, in your 9 years here... Anyway, move on. Fire him. I listen. I'm done with Shapiro. I'm done with Atkins. I'm done with Schneider. He's a minor league manager. I watched the game the other day, late in the game. Kirk gets on base, and they left him in the ninth inning. Didn't pinch run for him, and he ended up not being able to score when a faster runner would have scored a run. But that's the kind of stuff that John Schneider does because he's not a major league manager.
A faster runner might have stole a base.
Do you have another one?
I do.
Okay, I didn't like that
this one isn't a quote. This is just part of the article, but I thought I'd read it.
Read the next one.
Because it leads into the quote.
You said fun. Does my face look like I'm having fun?
No.
So
I'm sorry for the word fun.
Let me know when the fun comes.
I'm sorry for the word fun.
Is the next one going to be fun?
None of this is fun.
All right, let's listen.
If changes to the roster haven't helped, what about changes higher up the ladder? Last October, soon after the Blue Jays' crushing loss to the Twins in the AL Wildcard Series, Shapiro preached the value of continuity and kept his support fully behind general manager Ross Atkins. This is Atkins' 9th year as GM, and while Shapiro wouldn't lay open commit to a 10th, you can read between the lines, and here's the quote. I very rarely am unequivocal about anything, Shapiro began. Commenting on a job status during the season throughout my entire career when I've been asked about those things is not something I have or will ever do. That being said, contextually, I'm a huge believer in stability and continuity, and those are competitive advantages in professional sports. Reacting and changing don't necessarily mean improvement. We need to be better. We have to be better. Stability, continuity, and making adjustments are where I'm focused right now. That actually kind of scared me. If 9 years isn't enough continuity for you...
I'm rarely unequivocal
about anything.
I had to look up what that meant because I didn't understand.
Really?
I'm rarely unequivocal. Who speaks like that other than the Blue Jays? The fact he's talking about continuity and stability...
If 9 years isn't enough continuity for you, what do you expect?
We're done. We are done. The fact that John Schneider spoke to the media last month to talk about next year's plan, they've already... talk to everybody, and everybody's going to be back to do it again because this was just a 2-off. The second one, last year was a 1-off. This is the 2-off, and the same clowns are still at this. I'm not having fun. When is the fun happening?
There's no fun. I'm sorry.
Okay,
sorry
so-
for the word fun.
All right. I cannot stand the management team up above on the field level. This team is horrific.
But
Horrific.
How can you think that is 9 years not enough continuity for you?
9 years of nothing. And the first couple of years that he had success, it's because he hung on to what Anthopoulos had
He was
built.
given success because of Anthopoulos. That's
And
why.
if you try to take credit for Bo and Vladdy, they were in the system long before you two clowns showed up.
Yeah.
So what have you done? What have you done? Nothing.
Nothing.
Terminator.
I just don't get, I don't understand. You can say continuity and stability. Ross Atkins has been here 9 years, and you're saying there's enough continuity?
He's rarely unequivocal about anything. I sound smart when I say that.
But I don't get, yeah, he does too, but not really, because he can't sound smart when he says anything.
Is there another one?
I'm not done.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But,
I don't want you getting hot.
but what is that? I am getting hot. Screw
Okay.
that.
Okay.
The point
Now I
is...
got to beep that out. You said
The
screw
point,
that.
the point is, this guy's saying that there's not enough continuity. He's been here 9 years. He brought in Atkins with him from Cleveland. And for some reason, he actually believes that what Ross Atkins is doing is
It's working.
helping this team.
Yeah. Well, it's not. But we know
And,
that.
and everybody is now kind of, in a way, and I hate to say this, forgiving Ross Atkins a little bit. Not us, but some people. Oh, we got a great deal on the Kikuchi trade.
Well-
he's picked up the phone and said, "Yeah, let's do it."
He should not have been around for trade deadline. And now it's like everybody has a free pass for the rest of the year. This is just our minor leaguers. We're going to play out the season, and we're going to do it all again next year because they stated they're going to be competitive in 2025. There's quite a few pundits don't see how this is possible.
Competing for what?
How this team
Not to
can
be last place?
competitive in 2025. But that's it.
Competing against who? Oakland, the White Sox,
Who
the Angels.
knows?
Who?
Who knows? Have you got another one?
I
Any
do,
more of this
yeah.
article that you're trying to make me
I
so
got
happy
another
with
quote. I got
fun?
another quote.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
We've done a good job identifying talent individually, Shapiro said. We have not done as good a job.
Hang on. I'm going to stop you right there. We've done a good job identifying talent individually. Explain that to me. Are they going to say they identified Davis Schneider as a talent who's hitting 200?
I have no idea.
They've identified Dalton Varsho, who's hitting 200? Who have they identified?
They've identified nobody.
Okay, they identified Alejandro Kirk
I think they
as
mean
talent.
I think they mean Bo and Vlad, but they weren't. But they were in the system.
They
before
didn't
got
identify
there.
that talent. That talent was there before they even showed up.
But
So I'm
I
not
think they're
sure
still-
what he means.
I think they're still taking credit for it because they only called him up when they were there.
They've done a good job identifying talent. Well, if that's your assessment of the job you've done, you should be fired.
You should definitely be fired.
Go
Should've
ahead and
been fired
continue.
a
I
long
didn't
time
mean to
ago.
interrupt you, but that line didn't make sense to me.
We have not done as good a job collectively placing that talent on a roster to win. It's that connection between identification of talent, where I think we've actually done a pretty good job individually, but they haven't come together to produce the numbers that we would expect from a championship offense.
Go!
What?
That is more baffle gab. Try to piece together all the words to figure out what he just said.
I'm sorry.
That is baffle
Do you
gab.
actually think this is a championship offense? Does he actually think this is a
They
championship
did at
offense?
the start of the season.
They're worse this season than they were last.
They did at the start of the season. That is baffle gab. Is there more?
No quotes, but I want to talk about Vladdy for a second.
Okay. I like Vladdy.
Right now I do. When the games don't mean anything, he's pretty
Well,
damn
there's
good.
something to that. When the games are important and the moment is big, Vladdy doesn't seem to produce. That's
hitting
my
three-
only
hitting 320.
observation.
He's hitting
Yep,
320.
he's one of the hottest players in the last 2 months in all of baseball, no doubt about it. But they haven't been in it
Well,
since April.
Well, there was an article on The Score the other day, and the headline was, "What will Guerrero's next contract look like?" And it was from Brandon Weil of The Score who wrote this article. And I just wanted to point to this one line in the article because it was pretty interesting. ESPN's Jeff Passan said last week on Blair and Barker that a first baseman wouldn't get a $300+ million contract next offseason. But he walked that statement back several days later after speaking with a few people who believe $300 million for Guerrero is more the floor than the ceiling.
Guerrero's going to get $300 million plus I don't know if it's going to be the Blue Jays that are paying it, but someone will pay that.
Someone's going to pay probably $400.
And I don't know what you get in Guerrero because the numbers he's putting up now are phenomenal, but they're on a losing baseball team that has no pressure on it whatsoever. But in the past, when we've needed big plays out of Vladdy in playoff games or key moments, he's failed time after time after time.
And if you think he's actually...
Or he makes poor fielding decisions or he makes poor base running decisions time after time after time. So I don't know what you're getting with Vladdy.
And if you think he's still hitting well, like just think about the last time that they had even half a chance of making the playoffs this season. He wasn't doing well then. It's because they've dropped out of it altogether now. He's finally put up in the numbers.
I think there's something to that. He doesn't produce when the spotlight is on. I'm not seeing a whole lot of that.
Well, this is a whole different thing entirely. But remember that one good year he had a couple of years ago where he hit almost 50 homers? Yeah, COVID year.
When he played in the minor league ballpark with no fans?
That's exactly what I was saying. That's what I think. People look at that year too much because he was hitting in Dunedin and Buffalo.
That was the outlier.
Where he was able to get all the... I mean, for God's sake, that was the year Alejandro Kirk made the All-Star team.
Good point.
That was his first year.
But they identified that talent, though.
Oh, they identified the talent. Yeah.
And he has been horrific ever since.
Ever since.
Any more?
No, but I'm just... I don't know what to say, man. It's just...
Any more of the article?
Oh, no.
We're done with the article?
We're done with the article.
Okay, what part of that was fun?
It wasn't fun.
Okay,
but we had to talk about it.
If I rewind it, you say we're going to have some fun.
I didn't mean to say that, but we should have.
I always have fun with you, my buddy.
Me too.
So,
the FedEx St. Jude is on right now.
Yes, it is. I watched yesterday. I watched Sam Burns.
Old Sam Burns
on number 10T, not hit a great drive, and then took it out on his driver and snapped the head right off of it. So he had to play the whole back nine without a driver in the bag. So he dropped a couple of shots actually in the afternoon.
Hideki Matsuyama leads.
I don't know how much of that was because of not having a driver. It's only the top. What is it? Moves on top.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
But
they start making cuts. This is the start of the playoffs.
Yeah, this is the beginning of the FedEx Cup playoffs.
I could be in that after today's round.
I don't know about that.
Oh, will you give me some support?
I wouldn't go that far.
Jeepers creepers.
But yeah, I think Hideki will win it. But Scotty Scheffler, you could never count him out because you never know what he could do.
No, he's if he's lurking, he's dangerous.
If he's lurking, he's dangerous.
He's dangerous. For sure. You got anything else you want to discuss before we go?
Well, to wrap up, let's just say one more thing.
One more thing.
To wrap up,
yep.
If you had to take a guess, I might be able to do it. How much money is Vladdy getting?
On his next contract?
Yeah.
Oh, at least the floor is $300 million.
Yeah.
Right, so he's going to get $30 million a year for at least 10 years. Probably $35 million. Someone will pay him $350.
Yeah.
I think. Anything above that is absolute crazy to commit to Vladdy. But
yeah, I'd even say like 350, 400 range. I'd say it's in that range. I think it's going to be higher,
Then I wonder, too, is he one of these guys that puts up the numbers for the contract, and when they get the contract, they don't put the numbers up anymore?
Yeah, look at Mike Trout.
Well, Mike Trout always put up the numbers.
He just gets hurt a lot.
He just never played on a team that was any good, and he was hurt a lot.
Yeah, and like Vladdy wants Juan Soto money, but Juan Soto's going to get like $600 million, so that's stupid.
Vladdy, for the most part, has been healthy all his career, right?
That's true.
Yeah. So, that it?
That's it.
Well, that wasn't bad. We're getting back in the groove.
We are, yeah.
All right. Want to go back golfing again this afternoon?
No.
Okay.
All right. So thank you for listening and watching this episode of 10 Minutes with Andrew. Find us on YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe and comment. And we'll be back in the middle of the week with a Would You Rather.
Middle of the week, right? Forgot. Got to add that to my schedule. We'll see you then.
See you then.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons and turn on notifications to be notified when we upload new content. You can also connect with us at andrewchansey.com.